May the rains be copious and lakes, ponds, rivers, and wells brim and overflow for the welfare of all. Be blessed by the divine. May peace prevail within us. May peace prevail around us. May peace prevail all over the world. Peace, peace, peace. Rub the palms together. Place them over the eyes. And then wipe the face gently with the palms. Raise both arms over the head. Take a deep breath and release it. Bring hands down along the sides and open your eyes gently. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine. Be blessed by the divine.
வாழ்க வையகம் வாழ்க வையகம் வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. May the whole world enjoy prosperity, happiness and peace. Today, 16th September, October 2020, Friday evening. Thanks Professor G.K. Bharati ma'am for taking the Panchabuddha Navagraha meditation. After a blissful meditation with immense pleasure, I am delighted to welcome you all for today's online satsang organized by World Community Service Center, Arya IT Team, English. Awesome to be held, the features of the mind, its greatness to be realized by all humankind, said by our Guru Vethathiri Maharshi. Today, we are going to know Temple of Powerhouse towards the end of the session. To understand the finer aspects, I am very much glad to invite our Skype Professor Ilamurugu Sekar sir to present this evening English spiritual session. Professor Ilamurugu Sekar sir is a mechanical engineering graduate and also done Master of Business Administration from University of Madras. Sir has done his diploma in Yoga for Human Excellence and rendering his divine service since 2011. Adapted and village. Adapted a village in Pondicherry and one more shortly to impart the Vethathirium concepts to village community under World Community Service Center Village Service Project. He is working as area sales manager in hydro building systems for the past 20 years in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Professor Ilamurugu Sekar sir was one of the charter member of the TASCA, Tamil Social and Cultural Association, Toastmaster, and did several projects and served as an office bearer during his tenure. He also used to do counseling using Vethathiri concepts for deprived souls and revived them to highly self-motivated individuals. He is planning to pursue higher education on physiological and cognitive therapy. His great ambition to serve the human community at large through World Community Service Center to achieve the mission of world peace. Now, I would request Professor Ilamurugu Sekar sir to deliver his speech in Temple of Powerhouse. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Just give me a minute. Let me try to share my screen before I start. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். குரு வாழ்க, குருவே துணை. Be blessed by the divine power. Be blessed by the divine power. May the whole world enjoy happiness, prosperity, and peace. A very warm good evening to all beloved scholars, dear Sky meditators, and online guests present in this Aliyar official Zoom meet hosted by the World Community Service Center. Back in October 1892, as a wandering monk, Swami Vivekananda visited Belgaum. As you know, Belgaum is a city in Indian state of Karnataka, located in the northern part along the Western Ghats. He has quoted excerpts from the Charles Dickens Pickwick Papers from his memory before a spellbound audience. All powers are within you. You can do anything and everything. Never be weak. You have infinite strength within you. On conclusion of his discourse, his host Haripada Mitra decided to know the secret behind his.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் இளமுருகு sir.
Yeah, you're not able to see the screen.
Yes, sir. There is some yes, now it's clear.
Is
Thank
it
you.
okay? I'm sorry. Okay.
Sir, again,
Again, there is some disturbances over there. Okay, let me try to stop sharing because it's not much. I will try to run through it. Okay, fine. I will continue now. I think it should be fine. On conclusion of the discourse, his host Haripada Mitra decided to know the secret behind his sharp memory. We might have read in several literature about his prophecy and philosophical findings stands and remains green in every human being beyond nations, although he lived just 39 years in the last 18th century. Swamiji said the power of mind arises from control of forces of the body. The idea is to conserve and transform the physical energy into mental and spiritual energies. The great danger lies in spending the forces of the body in reckless pleasures and thereby losing the retentive faculties of the mind. Today we try focus on the temple, which is nothing but our physical body, as said in many scriptures, that our body is the temple of God. Even in Tamil they say, "Un udambe alayam," which means our physical body is the temple of God. So where is the powerhouse laden within the body? It's nothing but the mind itself. Today we will try refresh what our spiritual guru Sri Vethathiri Maharishi has said about the human mind and its potential following the philosophical findings of many sages and saints and philosophers, including Swami Vivekananda. I would like to recollect which our Guruji himself has narrated towards his last years of his life while residing in the Temple of Consciousness, being a founder father of the World Community Service Center, spent his last years in the ashram of current Aliyar Temple of Consciousness, recollected Swami Vivekananda prophecy about the same Temple of Consciousness some 100 years later. There will be many temples formed across the nation and globe, but there will be a temple of consciousness in down south India, wherein they will impart the knowledge of divine consciousness, and that it will be an institution which will develop spiritual masters, and they will teach and reach the real meaning or the definition of the abstract phenomenon of absolute space or the Almighty itself. Sri Vethathiri Maharishi was so overwhelmed when someone pointed out this to him, and he was so touched that without knowing what he himself was instrumental as a founder father and a managing trustee of the Aliyar Temple of Consciousness. Now, according to Maharishi, let us see what is mind. Mind is a psychic extension of life energy, when the mind transcends sensory feelings to realize its own self and the divine state. It becomes the consciousness. On account of this, the mind is also referred to as the consciousness. The life energy in its role as the mind works as a physical force when it mobilizes the body, and as a mental or psychic force at other times. It gets transformed in keeping with its response to the circumstances and the sensory stimuli. All pleasure and pain felt by the body are not on account of the object themselves, but the result of the conversion that take place in the body. The Pancha Tanmatras are the result of the transformations taking place in the sense organs, and the mind is born at this stage. This concept has not been explained properly by any modern philosophers except Vethathiri Maharishi himself. Every one of our actions and experiences produces imprints in the limbs, the sensory organs, the brain cells, the life energy particles, and the reproductive cells. The imprints produced in the organs turn into habits, whereas those in the brain cells transform into memories. Imprints in the life energy particles and reproductive cells become the qualities of the individuals, and all of them together constitute the mind. So the imprints help recall an earlier incident, like the taste of something we had eaten earlier. So for example, now sitting down here, if you close your eyes and if you could recollect an incident, let's say the first day you have been going to the school and your dad is escorted to the school, and how you were screaming at for not going to school. So these imprints can be recalled like an incident which has already been imprinted on the genetic center. Imprints of the actions and experiences undergone after the age of 3 alone remain. Imprints of the past lives are already present in the life energy particles, and the two together constitute the mind. The mind experiences everything, and the very same mind recalls them when necessary. Every action and experience adds to the quality of the mind. It is a product of the life energy made up of 10 stages, which is sensation, need, effort, action, result, enjoyment, experience, research, realization, and the conclusion. The eternal space has transformed into the life energy particles, which in turn has become the mind. Truth has evolved to culminate as the mind in man, where all the qualities of the Absolute are to be found. But they remain hidden under the lure of sensory pleasures till redeemed through spiritual practices. So, it is essential to understand the mind and its strength and its weakness through diligent efforts and the practice of Manavala. So, mind is a fertile field where thoughts, words, and actions originate, and also where the sensations of pleasure and pain are felt. The skills, the quality of every action, its success, and the resultant feelings of pleasure or pain depend on the quality of the mind and strengthen it. So the mind has to rise above itself, which can be achieved through diligent efforts. When the mind realizes its roots, the origin, it transforms into the consciousness, at which point of time man stands on par with the divine state. This is the concept of Manavalakalai. The practice of Manavalakalai is not merely the practice of a branch of yoga like it is done in any other conventional forums, but understanding the nature and the society of which we are all part. Man lives within the triangle made up of three limbs called the mind, nature, and the society. Of these, nature is constant, static, let's say, while society is structured on certain natural laws, which is dynamic. The mind should grow to the extent of being able to respect and safeguard the social laws. The mind should understand itself for everything, either pleasure, pain, or peace originates from within the mind. Failure to understand this makes man continue his search for an elusive peace, leading to all types of social ills. So the quality of peace depends on the extent to which the mind is in harmony with the body and the soul. For problems of the mind can affect the body and soul, just as the problems with the circulation of life energy affects the individual physical and mental health. Poor health affects the mind and the soul, and it is for this reason all the three, such as the body, the mind, and the soul, have to be maintained in good health and harmony. This can be easily achieved through the practice of Manavalakalai. It's possible to give up bad habits and eradicate all unnecessary matters from the mind. The quality of virtue should be understood and practiced through awareness and disciplined life. The mind should be respected and its sanctity maintained through the practice of meditation and introspection, which alone can remove the ills plaguing human society and pave the way for lasting peace and happiness. For us, sky followers, sky is nothing but the simplified Kundalini Yoga followers, it is easy to practice diligently with the exercise, the simplified physical exercise as taught by our Guru, followed by the Kaya Kalpa, the simplified meditation techniques, the introspection techniques, and to know who am I, or the self-realization. Now, I would like to give some examples as how or what is the power of the mind, or how we can try to achieve. One example, which is normally a case study even in the curriculum or colleges, this, what you see on the screen, is The Diving Bell and the Butterfly. It's a book written by a journalist, Jean-Dominique Bobby, who is a French editor of a magazine called Elle, had a very tragic accident, and then he was being hospitalized when he realized after a while that his body is completely dormant except his mind, and the left eye is blinking. Nothing else is working for the whole body as such. And he was in the last stages. But the mind was so powerful, or the will power of the man was being so enormous, that he requested, or he showed some wings of the eyes to a lady who was also a teacher, who can able to decipher the wings of the eyes, and over a period of time they were able to decipher whatever he blinks. With that notes, they were able to write a book, and it was published late, just before he was expired, and it was real history, and they have even taken a movie on this thing. Such is the power of the mind. And I would also give another example on the power of the mind on one of the on a solar powered plane, which has happened, I guess, 2 years before. It was on the daily news around the July 3rd, 2018, if I'm not wrong. 117 hours and 52 seconds of non-stop flying for a solar powered plane. I guess some of us have the experience of flying for a short haul flight of 4 hours, even a long haul flight of about 20 hours or so for US from India. We know the pain and agony which we normally undergo physically, mentally in a flight. But then how come the pilot was able to sit in the cockpit non-stop for 117 hours? It was just possible because the pilot was practicing yoga and meditation. The pilot took 20 minutes nap, and then he was able to control with the console, and then he was able to cross across the long haul flight journey, and it is there in the dailies. Furthermore, another example I would like to emphasize is also a Thailand boy stuck in the cave for about 9 days or so, no food, less air, flogged with water, and the only rescue was the coach was a monk who was able to meditate, calm them, and then able to survive with these odds. So such is the power of the mind, where we can try to survive in any challenging situations. Now let's roll down back to our current situation, where we are all held up in a pandemic state of situation, where, just a second, let me try to stop share. Okay, so we are all confined to our home without knowing what to do next. Nobody knows the rescue of it and what we can do. All I can say, let it be locked down outside, shut down outside. We can't help it out. But we as sky meditators can look down inside by meditating, pondering within ourselves, because all we know, eyes can provide only the sights, but the mind is the one which gives the vision to see what is ahead of us. The one which our Guru has taught, Tirikalananam, they call in Tamil, which is the knowledge about the past, the knowledge about the present, and with this we will able to discriminate and see what could be and how we can foresee the future. Such is the power of the mind, and such is the power of our simplified practices given by our Guru Vethathiri Maharishi Yogiraj. Furthermore, I would also add to have positive thoughts around us. Every day, when we get up, you see things same as it is as you slept. You should be thankful to the Divine that we are able to see it. We have been hearing so much of deaths and tragic events happening, kith and kin, and the loss of many lives near and dear across the globe. But if you are able to see things same as it is when you slept and got up in the morning, we should thank. I would rather ask you to celebrate a day like when you celebrate a birthday, you are born again, or rather you remember a day, your birthday is there. What you do, you celebrate, you clap your hands. So what if you can celebrate a day like you can sing a song with all your thing, happy good day to you, happy good day to you, and happy good day to the whole world, and let's celebrate. Clap your hands, let's say, because clapping the hands is in a way or other good for our health. All the 7 chakras within the body are activated, they say, by clapping the hands. Like these simple techniques you can try to follow to overcome the current situations. One more thing I would like to highlight is the production of oxytocin within the body. As you know, oxytocin is a happy hormone which has been developed within our body whenever we are being so merciful, showing empathy and kindness to our fellow human being. Researchers, they say, when the mother delivers, the mother is being flooded with more of oxytocin so that she was able to provide the comfort and warmth to the child more and more. I would like to recall a small example which has happened last week. One of our friend's friend, a 6 months old baby boy was been made to do open heart surgery, and he was been running short of blood, and 6 people are requested to be given the blood. You know the current situation, people are even afraid to go to the blood bank because they were afraid of the testing of the COVID. Luckily, we were able to connect with our Sky Forum members back in Chennai. Many people across our Sky Forum and friends, they were praying, we were blessing. And yesterday, the operation went on successfully. 6 months old baby boy, 6 hours of operation. It was a real success. But what is the outcome? I would like to emphasize is oxytocin. We never seen the boy. Some of them, they never seen the boy, never heard them their history. But the willingness to come forward, to help, to pray, to meditate, to bless them, whatsoever, unconditionally, that is the real thing which you will get. Both the benevolent and the giver are being blessed, and they will have oxytocin. So what I would like to say at this point of time, during this pandemic, let us see how we can try to help each other, at least helping ourselves by protecting ourselves, respecting the rules and regulations of the authority wherever you are, wearing the mask, following the hygienic procedures and whatsoever given by the authorities, by coordinating and cooperating with them. If you can help them, if not, at least not giving any harm to the others. So one more thing I would like to also add to a fact which is also published in our daily today. Due to the pandemic, according to the WHO, World Health Organization report, more than 38% of the world community are being under depression and anxiety because of the pandemic. The reason being, they cannot move around, they cannot see their friends, they cannot spend the time with their relatives, they cannot travel, so on and so forth. But what we could do, let one of the neuro specialists or the psycho specialist doctor has written, give yourself a hug. Try it out. I think that's the best practice. It's safe and self-motivating, in other words. Give a hug yourself during this pandemic, because hugging is something which has been part and parcel of our human nature. The first sense when a baby is feeling is the warmth of the mother, the sense of the touch of the mother. Likewise, when you are depressed, when you are in a very low mood or whatever, when somebody hugs you or tells you or comforts you, you feel you are relieved of the depression. But now we may not be able to get this warmth or the hug, but at least hug yourself, say to yourself, thank God, at least we are okay, all will be well. Such sort of positive thoughts and practicing such sort of small tips can definitely help the self. As you all know, duties as described by our Guru, there are 5 duties which we have to render for the self, for the family, the near and dear, society, nation and the world love. So starting with the self, let us take care of the self, practice all the stipulated practices given by the simplified Kundalini Yoga forum, and let us not be a burden to others, at least take care of ourselves and family. And if we can render our help, at least by blessing the world. And this is the time we have to intensively bless the whole world by simple blessings. And the very thought of, as you might be knowing, thought is so powerful, as rightly said by Maharishi. Unnum unavu udal mattum payum, ennum ennam engum payum. The meaning is that the food which you take will remain in the body, but the thought which you think in your brain or whatever it just will have no end. There is no limit for it. Let us see the positive thoughts that we will come out of this current situation. We will embrace and then try to live with this and overcome in a short while, and we will render the peace to the community by starting from the self peace, then to the family, and to the society and nation and community, world at large. With this, I would like to conclude this session, and thanks for giving this opportunity. Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன். வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. Professor nicely explains about Temple of Powerhouse with an example to understand the concept. Our physical body is made up of Panjabhutas held together by the action of the biomagnetism circulation within the body. Biomagnetism passes through all the cells. When it passes through the brain cells, it feels the happenings in the five senses. The mind is the total of one's experiences. The imprints expand to produce thoughts or inner vision in keeping with needs, habits, and circumstances. Thank you so much, Professor. On behalf of all the Sky Yogic practitioners, we thank you, Professor, for the magnificent speech on Temple of Powerhouse. Now, the forum is open for discussions. Please click the raise hand button in your Zoom app to ask your questions. While you prepare for your questions, we have a few important announcements to make. To avoid the pandemic situation, to immunize ourselves, World Community Service Center organization has introduced online yoga courses. Please visit kundaliniyoga.edu.in and check all the relevant details. We are requesting you to recommend to all your friends and relatives to join the Sky Yoga course in online mode, to get the perspective of life, to lead the life happily. Given the seriousness of developing immunity, please emphasize all your near and dear ones to learn and practice Kayakalpa Yoga. You can easily learn Kayakalpa Yoga from your home by visiting the website kayakalpayoga.edu.in or by through Android app. Our monthly journal Anboli is also available in the Android app. You may download the Anboli app from the Android Play Store. Get access to the premium content of Swamiji's speeches at a nominal subscription. Connect with us on Facebook and YouTube at Sky Yoga TV to listen to all past speeches to our professors for free. Karma Yoga principles of Vethathiri suggest donating 1% of income to the good cause of society. We invite you to donate to the World Community Service Center either through the Anboli app or through our official website vethathiri.edu.in. Section 80G IT exemptions are available for these donations. We take this opportunity to thank the donors who made such contribution. Now, we can go ahead with the question and answer session. Please introduce yourself with your name and place. We request you to state your question directly. T.S. Rajaraman sir, unmute your mic. Please go ahead with your question. Yes.
Be blessed by divine.
Be
Good
blessed by the
evening, Ilamurugu sir.
Good evening, sir. Be blessed by the divine.
Yes, very wonderful, educative, and thought-provoking speech to overcome a present endemic. You have emphasized the power of the thoughts and the power of the blessings. I enjoyed your speech. My doubt is, even though our thought is more powerful and we are always having positive thoughts, sometimes if you have a little bit of negative thought, it comes into effect first, overcoming positive. Why? What is the magic behind it?
Be blessed by the divine.
Sir?
As Swamiji used to say, imagine you have a vessel and then you have a dirty water, and then you try to pour a fresh water which is good. The more and more you try to fill with the good and fresh waters, over a period of time the dirty water will be evacuated, and then you will have the fresh waters. Likewise, the only aspect I could suggest is like cling on to the positive thoughts as much as you can, or try to be away from that, or increase your state of awareness of the mind in such a way that you have to connect your thoughts to the divine if possible. If not, I would suggest to divine with the guru, because that's the shortcut to reach to the divine thoughts. Anything from the divine is always positive, it is always pleasant, it is always blissful, and you will get eternal peace. And that's the way, the more and more, it's the secret of the law of nature. Whichever you think, you will get connect to it. Any negative thoughts, if you're thinking, your mind will, or your subconscious mind will try to connect to that without even your consciousness, for example. So the only way to get rid of is to increase the positive thoughts, whichever tips you will follow. Or example, if you have a person who are having a negative thoughts, try to avoid them, bless them, and then try to keep them off. At least you try to isolate from them. That's the only way we can get rid of the negative thoughts. I hope it's clear for you, sir.
Okay, sir. Amazing response. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Be blessed by the divine. I think one more aspirant is there.
ಬಾಳಿಕೆ ಸಮೃದ್ಧಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ.
Be blessed by the divine.
Yeah, very informative talk, sir. Very wonderful talk. So you said by clapping all the chakras will open. Will you elaborate on this little bit, sir?
Yeah. Be blessed by the divine. This I have come across and even cross-checked with somebody, like by just clapping our hands together vibrantly, it has been observed, because as you know, our hand, the 5 fingers, or number 1, represent the 5 Panchabuddha elements. The mudras, we can say, even when we do exercises, they keep you to keep in a Chin Mudra, Adi Mudra, and so on. So when you try to do clapping vibrantly, it has been said, or the Siddha practices have been, they say that the 7 chakras within the body, starting from the Mooladhara to the Duryam chakra, it has been activated naturally. So by doing it, you will get energized itself. It is an instantaneous boosting of your energy by just doing the clapping. So the more you clap, it's good for your thing. Like you meditate, if you are able to meditate, it is fine. If you are not able to meditate, at least just do the clapping, they say, by which you will get the same benefit. If not the same, at least to revive yourself, or to regenerate yourself from the situation. Okay, thank you. I hope it's a convincing answer, ma'am. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Any questions from the participant side? வாழ்க வளமுடன். If no more questions, now we have come now to end of question and answer session. Thank you, sir, for answering all the questions and sharing your valuable thoughts this evening. Let us all come to Durium state to thank him. Professor Ilamurugu Sekar, sir, வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. His good health, வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. His loving family, வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. His divine service, வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. May the Almighty Force shower you and your family with good health, long life, inner wealth, peace, prosperity, fame, and wisdom. Be blessed by the divine. Now we bless Professor G.K. Bharati ma'am for taking the meditation. Professor G.K. Bharati ma'am, வாழ்க வளமுடன். Be blessed by the divine. Her good health, be blessed by the divine. Her loving family, be blessed by the divine. Her divine service, be blessed by the divine. May the Almighty Force shower you and your family with good health, long life, inner wealth, peace, prosperity, fame, and wisdom. We are happy to bring online programs live from the Ariyar Temple of Consciousness tomorrow, 17th October, Saturday, 2020. Morning, 7:25 a.m. 9 Center meditation conducted by World Community Service Center, Chennai Zone, along with IT Department, Ariyar. 6 a.m. exercise in Tamil. 7 a.m. 9 Center meditation in English. 11 a.m. speech in Tamil on topic of Vethathiri Thittangal by Professor Veerappan from Chennai. Evening program. 6 p.m. meditation in Tamil. 6:30 p.m. re-telecast of morning Tamil speech. 7:30 p.m. Duryodhana meditation in Hindi. 8 p.m. speech in Hindi. Please share our regular program invites to your well-known circle to get regular practice and get more benefit from our high system. We thank our beloved President Padma Shri Arulnidhi S.K. Mailanandam sir for his leadership and guidance. Now, we are going to conclude our program. Let preside with world peace prayer. May the world be blessed with plenty of rain. The farmers work to produce an abundance of grain. Let the practitioners of all trade prosper, flourish, and grow. Actual and culture progress through the need to share and grow. Let the rules be beyond feelings of anger or fear, illiteracy, poverty, and all evils made to disappear. Let the true lamp of knowledge burn steady and bright. Our sense of duty guide us along paths always right. See you all tomorrow. This is Shivashankari Naresh Babu from the Ariyar World Community Service Center IT team. Be blessed by the divine. வாழ்க வளமுடன். Good night.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Good night.